My chess lesson. Today my chess lesson is chess algorithm science lab. Okay, so why did I name chess algorithm science lab? Do you know? Because working with algorithms is always fun, and algorithms are like science. Okay, like you always feel that you are working with a group of scientists. Okay, so that is what you feel with algorithm. Okay, so basically you need to have originality. So remember that you need to have originality, but at the same time you cannot deny technology. Okay, so both you need to have. If you don't have originality, then you won't be able to feel the beauty of the game. Okay, so I will just show few important ideas like how you can work with algorithm and like combine originality plus algorithm scientific idea, and you can form your own innovative kind of thinking. Okay, so let's say we can have a look at this position first. Okay, so it's black to play. So now black usually want to play d5. Okay, so at first sight you can see like a d5 they can just capture, and most of the time black would love to capture back with the c pawn, but here we won't be able to do that because you can see for d5 if they take we won't be able to take because of the pin. You can see that clearly. Okay, because of the pin. Okay, and algorithms are good in solving the positional problems tactically. Okay, so earlier, long back, I used to think algorithm chess are totally different, and human level chess is something very important, and we don't want algorithm. But it's not like that. Chess is there is only one chess. Okay, basically, it's all about good moves. Okay, so algorithms they have very good calculation. I mean, they calculate a lot of moves, but humans have a lot of innovative ideas, and algorithms also have some weakness. They also have some blind spots. They're also not so good in closed positions. Okay, so they also have some weakness. Okay, but most of the cases they are very good in tactics. Okay, so here you see a tactical solution to the positional problem. We want to play d5, but then c takes d5 is coming. So how to achieve that anyway? So you see, algorithm solution is d5. This is an innovative idea because we can still get the same pawn capture, because if they take, first thing what we need to do in order to take c takes d5. You can think here for a moment. Okay, so we can't take because of the pin, so we can go pawn to b5. So you see, this is a very strong solution. Okay, and we need to analyze this in depth. Okay, let's say they ignore the piece and they take on c6 because already they won a pawn, two pawn, and now it's going to be the third pawn. Okay, now you need to defend in such a way where you combine some attack also, so there should be some power in the play. Okay, so now you see c7 is coming. So let's say we can go queen d6. This is good because we attack at the same time we try to exchange. Okay, so when you have material advantage you can go for exchange. So this is a very common idea, but still it's not so easy to follow. Okay, so let's say if they play c7, you can go knight c6, and let's say they play knight c3, and we don't want to take the pawn immediately because if you take, they are going to play d5. So d5 is coming, so first we need to sort this out. So we can play bishop d7, and black is winning here. So next move we can take, and if they try something like knight b5 we gain a tempo, and algorithms are too good in gaining tempos. Okay, so it's over now. So going back, okay, so basically you can see the pawn sacrifice is not going to work. There's a flaw here. So let's say they go bishop to b3. Okay, so not pawn takes, let's go bishop to b3. Okay, now we want to capture back with the pawn. Okay, because we capture back with the pawn, the bishop mobility is very much limited. Okay, so we can do that, and the pawn on e4 gives very good attacking chance. And you see this bishop is not really doing well. This is completely out of play for now. Okay, and let's say if they uh, try to play something like f3, what we can do here is we can just see this diagonal is so vulnerable, right? So we can just put the bishop here to d6. That's really strong. And if they take, we can recapture with the pawn. Okay, once the pawn comes here, you see there's a strong control over the d3 square. Okay, the d3 square is weak for them. Okay, so this knight is not going there. Let's say usually the b5 pawn push, white will normally punish with a4, but here you need to play dynamic chess, like you need to balance it correctly. Okay, this is what you can learn from the algorithms. Like as I told you, they always have tactical, I mean positional problems. They can always deal tactically. Okay, so this is a positional problem basically. So we can deal it tactically with knight c6. So they have speed also. So you see, knight c6. So we completely ignore the attack on b5. And if they take, we go knight b4. And this is the way to balance and play in chess. You see, knight b4. So we made a serious improvement here. So it's balanced. Okay, so this is something you can learn from them. Okay, now going back. So after b5, let's say they go bishop to b3. So we can take. Okay, let's say they play knight c3. Okay, knight c3. How to deal this? Knight c3. If they attack, now you can chase the knight. You can always go b4. So you have this, which is very strong. So there's no problem here. And we can see other options too. Like what are the other options we can try here? We can think for a moment. There are a few other strong options also possible here. Okay, so knight e2. Okay, so let's say they play knight e2. Now how to continue here? Knight e2, we want to develop a piece. So which is the best square? So we can place this bishop here, d6. Okay, so now going back. Okay, so let's say we play d5. So they don't take. Let's say they play knight e2. And we can take on c4. There's no problem. Okay, we get the square. But if we want to maintain the chain point, there is another play also is possible. So what we can do, we need to focus on the pieces. Like we need to get this piece to the strong square. So we can basically play bd6. If they take, b5 is one idea. Another idea is we can cover this line. So making cd5 possible directly. Okay, if they take, now you can recapture. Okay, so this is good. So let's say they play knight to c3. Okay, so now this bishop has no mobility, right? This is really having some problems. And they are not able to use. And we can place this bishop here to this line. So once you get the bishop there, this bishop can attack on this diagonal. So this bishop has some great attacking potential. So you see, you have to improve the piece potential. Like you have to play bishop to d6. Okay. And let's say they play bishop b3. Okay, now there's a problem on the d5 pawn. So how to solve this? So I think we have only one move. Knight to b6. Okay, we can just play knight to b6. There's no problem. Okay, so let's say they play a4. Okay, so they try to chase the knight and to weaken the center. Okay, anyway, we can form the center. Okay, by playing bishop e6, we can strengthen the center. That's one option we can do. Another option is you can like maintain the knight there itself. Like you can play pawn to a5. Okay, remember whenever you play pawn a5, you also weaken the b5 square permanently. There's no pawn play. But for them also the b4 is weak. Okay, so it's somewhat balanced. Okay, so let's say bishop d6. Now castling, which is a big mistake. Okay, so now the position becomes vulnerable because you see the e4, e4 pawn is too good in giving you attacking chances, and you see the piece alignment, how they are placed this side. Okay, so this gives a very strong attacking setup. Okay, so we can take, so king takes, so knight to g4. Okay, if king goes to g1, we can go queen h4. Okay, queen to h4 and rook e1. Now we need to play queen h2 first. I'll tell you the reason why. Because normally if you take on f2, let's say they will go there, you can still win, but there's no much accuracy. See, king g1, and if you go queen h2, king f1, okay, they have chance to block, and if you move the knight, they always gets f2 square. Okay, for example, let me just show you some ideas. I'm making some random moves. Okay, so here normally if you play knight h2, they are going to play king f2. Okay, so there is some defense. So in this particular position, okay, in this particular position, you see the setup, like the piece arrangements or alignments. You can see it's like this. Okay, so whenever the queen is on d1, e2, so it's slightly cramped on this side. So what we need to do is we need to go queen h2, king f1, and then queen h1. So the point is, after knight g1, we can continue the attack with knight h2. Now king comes to e2, and then can you see what is coming here? You can see this. So the bishop is going to go to g4. So the queen is lost, and if they try to save the queen, they have to open this line, and then we can take, and it's a beautiful mate. You see? So attack is very strong here. So going back, so bishop h2, king h2, knight g4, and the king has to go to g3. And when the rook is on h8, we have this pawn push, right? So we can go h5, trying to play h4. So which is a very strong threat. Now h4, king has to go to this line where we get a chance to do discovery attack, and in that case we can win the queen. So let's say they move queen to e1. Now we can go queen to g5. So we've seen similar ideas previously, but in a different format. Okay, so queen g5. So for queen g5, now they have to play knight f4. Otherwise, knight e3 is coming. For example, if I make some random moves, you can see knight e3, and then queen takes g2, followed by queen takes g2. You see, this is a mate. So they have to defend this by playing knight f4, and then we can push. King has to go there, and we can go knight to e5, too strong. So king h2, and then h3. So again we are trying to open lines. Okay, they won't be able to play g3 because knight is coming to f3. And anyway, if they take this, we can go knight f3, king h1, and we can just open the line. See, they can't do anything. So bishop takes, f1 is coming. You see, king is exposed, and it's over. Okay, so after this it's completely lost. And if they play something like f4, still we can go h4, push the king, and then take knight e3. Okay, so king has to go because there's a check from the bishop. So king has to go to h2, and then we can take. So that's a mate. Okay, so we can see a lot of ideas. Okay, so and you can learn a lot of innovative ideas also. So in the upcoming lessons, so if you like, you can subscribe to us, and you have any questions or queries, uh, in any of these topics, feel free to contact us. Thank you.